So you've been dieting down, you've been tracking your calories, you've been eating less and less and less, and you've been losing weight. But now you're at a point where maybe you're eating 1,800 calories, 1,600 calories, and you're still not at your desired body fat level. So where do you go from here? To be honest with you, you can't. You need to put your fat loss goals temporarily on the back burner, and we need to build your metabolism. This is the #1 key to getting lean, to getting jacked, and to being like it all year round. To not just peaking for a holiday or peaking for a photo shoot, something like that, to get to the destination that you're happy with and to maintain that body fat level forever. The key is building the metabolism, and I'm gonna show you exactly how. I'll tell you a little story first. I'm a strongman athlete, I compete in weight class strongman, and a few years back, I was doing some real harsh weight cuts and diets. I would go from 104 kilograms to 90 kilograms within a day, and I'd do this multiple times throughout the year for competitions. But what happened to me was, as I was dieting down constantly, my metabolism down-regulated, and I was at a point where I was eating 1,600 calories and I was still not dropping weight, and I was still too heavy. And the problem was I had no more left to room, because I was even binging doing this. I would last great all week, I would stick to everything, and then I would just crack on a Saturday night and I would raid the chocolate cupboard, I would absolutely destroy the takeaways, and I would undo all of that work that I did in the previous week. So we need to get you out of this hole, and to do that, it's about eating more food. A lot of guys come to me, a lot of strongmen athletes, a lot of powerlifting athletes, they come to me, they want to get real lean and in shape. And first I have to assess how they're looking right now. Because if they're maybe 30% body fat, but they're only eating maybe 2,200 calories to maintain, we're gonna need a lot more than that to have a good runway to regress. So we first of all start by increasing their food. And they think this is a little bit weird, they're not sure why, and this is why we have to explain. To get to a good level of body fat, you have to have room to take calories down. If we're on 2,200 calories at the start of the diet, where do we go from here? So how do you do it? There's a lot of studies out there, and something I've noticed myself and on all my clients over the last few years is that protein will not make you fat. Regardless of whether it is the same calories from protein as carbs, whatever you say, if it fits your macros, protein and over consuming protein will not make you fat. So let's say we're in a position where we're eating, say, 2,000 calories per day. And for numbers' sake, we're weighing 100 kilograms. This man here is gonna have to take away maybe, I don't know, 350 calories to start getting some more drops. Then where's he gonna go from there? More and more calories. He's gonna be starving, it's gonna be impossible. So instead, this 100 kilo man comes to me, and if he's on 2,000 calories a day, we might up him by 200 calories for that week of just protein. So then he's on 2,200. The next week, he's not gained any weight. We've increased his calories, we've increased his metabolism a little bit, but he's not gained any weight. What do? We do the same thing again. We bump it up by another 200. And we keep doing this incrementally in line with his training volume and his training intensity until we're at a good point with our calories. It's gonna do a number of things. The other thing it's gonna do is it's gonna increase the amount of muscle tissue on his frame. The more muscle tissue that we have on the frame, the more strength potential that we have. #1, if your goal is to get stronger. #2, the more muscle that we have on the frame. Muscle is metabolically expensive. So essentially, you're burning more calories just sitting there at rest by having more muscle. So it's another reason why we want to do it. So let's say after maybe 4 weeks or so, he's at a point where he's on around 3,000 calories. This is going to give us a way better runway to start removing calories and tapering them down in line with our check-ins. So here's how I do it. Like I say, you don't have to do it this way. Personally, I find it way more effective just increasing protein by 200 grams every week. We're at the point now where we're on around 3,000 calories. He's still 100 kilos. Because remember, we've done it incrementally, we've increased it week by week, we've not gone 0 to 100, we've let the metabolism up-regulate and adjust. So he's still weighing the same, but now he's on 3,000 calories. Remember what I said though, we just upped them from protein every single week. So now his protein's through the roof, and his fat and his carbs are gonna be a little bit lower. It's not gonna be the best day-to-day mentally eating just protein. So what we do when we get to this point is we have around 2 weeks of stabilization. We keep the calories the same, but we rejig the macro split. How do we rejig it? I like to rejig it so that we have 2.5 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. We have 0.6 grams per kilogram of fat, and then the rest is filled with carbohydrates. So now we're at a point, we've increased his calories by 1,000 calories a day. He's still not gained any weight whatsoever, and now we've rejigged his macro split so that he's not just eating protein through the roof, he's got higher carbs, he's got higher fats, and it's a lot more sustainable. We're now in a position where Mr. 100 kilos can start tapering his calories down, and we can start a proper diet phase. Where you can also use this method, and where I use it with a lot of my clients as well, is for diet breaks. Now, diet breaks come extremely important when you're someone who's holding a lot of body fat that you've got to get rid of. So say you're around 35% body fat or so. It might not be possible to get down to your desired body fat level in one straight diet of 8 to 12 weeks, in which case we'd go 8 to 12 weeks of dieting down, then we'd have a diet break. Now, as I say, the diet break is where we increase our food again. So we're increasing that metabolism a little bit more, allowing for another runway. So what I would do for those, after those 8 to 12 weeks, is I'd spend around 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks at maintenance calories or just above. Again, it's going to do a number of things. It's going to improve your metabolism. It's going to increase your metabolism. It's going to give you a mental break as well. And it's then going to give us another runway for us to taper down. Feel free to send me any questions if you've got any questions in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribing for some more videos like this. And if you do need any help with your nutrition coaching or your coaching in general, be sure to hit the link below and shoot me a message.